Welcome to the Mystic Millionaire podcast, where wealth is energy, success is a mindset, and abundance is your birthright. I am Danielle Amos, your host and mentor, here to help you unlock prosperity, embody confidence, and manifest a life you love. Take a breath, align with your truth, and let's manifest millions. Welcome to the Mystic Millionaire podcast. My name is Danielle Amos, and I am your host. And this is a solo episode, and it is from one of my clients' questions. I was asked about a really interesting question. Actually, it brought up so much and is bringing up a lot for me that I want to bring it here to you. She was annoyed by another participant in the program who, on all of our calls, was multitasking. And in this client's mind, this other client was being disrespectful. And she wanted to know, like, she wanted to say something to this client, like, can you stop washing the dishes during our call? Can you stop? Like, you're always out for a walk or washing the dishes or doing something else. And my response may surprise you. I know it surprised my client. First of all, we live in a world where I know I've been guilty of this, where we can notice what other people are doing and it pisses us off. Like, we're annoyed. And so we're in a negative vibration because of the way that we're observing that person over there. And we're allowing what that person over there is doing to impact us. But our vibration is our responsibility. And if we're waiting for that person to change so we can feel good, well, we're in a lot of trouble. It's not how it works. And it's not their job to change what they're doing so I feel good or so you feel good. And I'm going to riff on this in so many different ways that I really believe is going to help you in one way or another. Anytime that you are observing another person and because of what they're doing has you not feel good, that's your responsibility. They don't need to change in order for you to feel good. And the reason that you don't feel good when you're observing them is because you're judging them and you're viewing them out of alignment with how Source or God would be viewing them, or your higher self. You feel bad because the way that you're perceiving them is out of alignment with the way your highest self perceives them. Your higher self doesn't judge their actions, doesn't even resonate with their bad behavior. Your highest self doesn't view their behavior as bad. It just views their behavior as what it is. And so you feel negative or bad because you're out of alignment with truth. And so your feelings tell you, they're like your indicator. Like, in your car when you're driving along and the gas light goes on or the engine light goes on, it's your indicator to stop. You'd be a fool to continue to drive when you have no gas or something's wrong with your engine. And this is how we operate in life. We continue to operate our body when it's going ding, 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 you're in a negative vibration. Well, do something about it. And what you do about it, well, I'll give you a tool. It's called SNAP. I just taught this to my clients. It's amazing. You stop, just like you'd stop your car, you stop. And you notice how you're feeling, but more importantly, you notice the root cause of that feeling, which is the thoughts you're thinking. The judgment you have towards that other person right now is then having you feel bad. And so then you adjust. You adjust your perception of that person and the way that you are viewing them. You could adjust it to God's eye view that it is what it is. There's nothing wrong here. You could adjust your perception by putting yourself in their shoes and perhaps viewing the world and having an understanding of why they're behaving that way. Perhaps it brings on a feeling of empathy instead. So you adjust your perception, you adjust your thinking, and that adjusts your feeling. And then from there, you proceed on to your life. And you'll notice that as you proceed in this new vibration, new opportunities, new awarenesses, new things come into your life from that space. So it's none of your business what they're doing. And it's not up to them to change so that you feel better. It's up to you to manage your own internal state. And then let's talk about judgment. The fact that you're judging them is a really great indication. It's a great projection to show you that you actually judge yourself. If you judge others, you're judging yourself. And there's an impact to this. And hey, listen, I'm not perfect. I find myself doing the same thing. So I'm speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to you in this podcast. And if it resonates, if I'm hitting a chord, good. I want to hear about it. I want to hear about this. If the way I'm speaking to you speaks right to your core and you know what I'm saying is true, and if it triggers a new response in you, I want to hear about it. Because this is my job as a coach. So the judgment, you judging another person, is an indication that you judge yourself. We all have little voices going on in our head. And if yours is one of judgment, where you're constantly judging yourself, this is a negative self-image, and it can only lead to negative results. The way you're viewing yourself, how hard you are on yourself, it is a negative self-image. It's a negative view of yourself. You're never good enough. And this will lead to never good enough results in your life. You can never outperform this self-image or the view you have of yourself. So the judgment that you are actually showcasing towards another person is like another indicator that you get to snap and actually notice where you're judging yourself and adjust your perception and create a story around yourself and your current results that serves you. You have that ability. God gifted you with mental faculties to actually think. And as you think with those mental faculties, you are creating new situations and circumstances in your life, but you've got to use those mental faculties. That's exactly what I teach you to do in our program. We spend weeks on your mental faculties, in fact, because you're not taught how to use them in school. So here we are expecting you to know how to manifest a life of your dreams, but you were never taught how. Let me show you how. So I addressed that the person doesn't need to change for you to feel better. I showed you a tool on how to snap and change your vibration. We talked about judgment as well and how it's an indicator that you're judging yourself and hard on yourself. The truth is, anytime that you find yourself in a negative vibration, you're viewing the world differently than your higher self, God, or the universe views the world. And that's why you feel negative or in a bad vibration, because you're outside of truth. And truth feels good. And here's the thing, you might say to God, like, well, do you approve of how they're acting? And God or your higher self will be like, I don't see it, because they don't resonate with the bad. They only see the good, and it is what it is, and there's nothing bad here. Nothing's going on here. And so sometimes we want to get evidence of other people who see them acting bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're in control of you. You change your perception. And let them, let people do what they're doing in their life. And don't you let it impact you. You stay in control of you. This is work that we're all doing. I'm doing it in my own life as I navigate through situations and deal with people that I'm like, I don't prefer that kind of behavior. And sometimes it can be right in our closest circle, like our home, the people we're living with. But trust me, you can rise despite it. Don't be a victim to other people. You stay in control of you. If this podcast supported you and helped you, this is a taste of the coaching and the insight that I give my clients. I'd like to hear from you and request that you go and give us a 5-star review. The Mystic Millionaire podcast is a new podcast. We transmuted the prosperity practice into this podcast, and I value you as a listener, and I'm grateful. And we're on a mission to impact more people, and that really does give you an invitation to share the podcast. And so I'm boldly requesting that you give us a 5-star review and you share this with another person that you believe I could serve and impact. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all of our subscribers, our listeners, our millionaires in the making. I see you. I love you, and I honor your time. So thank you for spending it with me today.